Today's video is dedicated on fathoming the blueprint of reality. And what we're talking about today is your beliefs, your belief systems. Beliefs are very limiting in nature. When you believe something, you're narrowing down into if I believe I am, let's say, confident. If I am confident, then I can't be the opposite of that, can I? So all beliefs kind of limit you to a way of being, but beliefs can also make you believe that you're depressed, that you're not in control of your life, that you're separate from your outside world, that you're not an intergalactic, powerful, energetic being. Your belief systems are really important. Fathoming your beliefs are really important too. And many of our beliefs, a lot of people are living in the surface layer of life, and that's just conscious thinking. Consciously saying, nah, this is my belief, this is my belief, this is my belief. And that's a way of making them feel better about the life that they're in. Because most of the people that are really adamant about enforcing their beliefs are usually stuck in the surface level of that's not even what they actually truly believe. They're just preaching this thing that they don't even embody themselves because they haven't ingrained that stuff subconsciously. They haven't dug down and ingrained that into their essence. Because consciously you can have these big visions of yourself. You can think that I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to be a ladies' man, I want to do this, I want to do that. But if it's not ingrained into your essence of who you believe you are, then there's no point having these beliefs. Because there's two types of beliefs as well. There's the belief systems that you operate on a day-to-day basis. So sometimes you prove to yourself that, yeah, I can do this because you push yourself a little bit more, let's say in the gym. You say, yeah man, I'm going to be able to bench press 120 kilos, and you manage to do that. That's kind of like a surface level belief. The core beliefs are the first impressions of what you concluded life was when you were younger. The things that you go through when you were younger are first impressions, and sometimes them first impressions aren't the most beneficial impressions that you want to hold. You want to be able to change, or to at least accept certain things about yourself, know how to maneuver around them, and be able to let go and embody new. Because your core beliefs are the beliefs that you don't even consciously think of most of the time, unless you consciously try to investigate something about yourself. Like when you start thinking about trying to improve yourself, the whole concept of being better, improving better, becoming better, you realize that to do that and to really leverage that, to actually become better, you have to dig down deep. You have to, because once you dig, like there's layers to it, right? And all these layers take you to the core of you. And the deeper you dig down in terms of trying to find who you are as a person, the more you discover, the more you unlock, and the more you can grow. And you bring this into beliefs. In the context of beliefs, the more you dig down deep in terms of being real with yourself, not getting any distractions and facing the problem head on, that's when you make progress. That's when you actually start to change limiting beliefs and start to embody ones that are beneficial to hold. Because beliefs, they're the structure. Without belief in yourself, for example, you will not be able to do anything. But with that same tool, with the lack of belief in yourself, that's when you won't be able to achieve the things that you want to achieve. So literally being able to play around with beliefs, it is so beneficial for the growth of you, for benefiting the things that you see in your three-dimensional world, and for being the creator of your own world. Like, you start to play around with your beliefs as a tool rather than a shackle that it's been for most people, because they don't realize what this belief is actually doing to their everyday life. And in this world, there's two types of people in the context of belief. There's the people that are really rigid with their beliefs, and they believe in a certain way and they're almost hindered by it. And then there's the other people, the other side of things, that are too loose with their beliefs, and they can also be hindered. So let's break down rigid people, like people that are really rigid in their beliefs, in comparison to people that are extremely loose with their beliefs. Look at pros and cons of both. So the people with rigid belief systems, they tend to be very convicted in their beliefs. So they really believe this thing, even if it may seem deluded, out of this world, unharmonic with what is universally true. Even if all of that is true, them holding the belief that this idea that they have is true makes it true. So people with rigid beliefs almost have superpowers in terms of their conviction in being able to hold that belief. So that's the benefit.
You need the toilet?
Nah, you're good. So the people with rigid belief systems tend to have better conviction of those belief systems, so they can stay convicted in those beliefs. Now, people with too loose, so we'll stay with the rigid beliefs. So this is a benefit in terms of holding a frequency, right? You hold the frequency of ideas, you have a rigid belief in that idea, and that's beneficial. You should be rigid with certain beliefs, but you should be very wise to hold in rigid beliefs, like being rigid with your belief, let's say, holding conviction in that belief. So you can use that. You should be able to be rigid with your beliefs, only certain ones. You should only be convicted in the belief that you investigate the most. Yeah. Because there's a lot of power in the beliefs that you hold, as we've mentioned previously. Now let's start talking about people that are too loose with their beliefs. People that add on, remove, and they're kind of like water. They move really loose with their beliefs. There's positives and negatives to this. The positives is that they're able to let go of many beliefs that have hindered them, and they're able to envelop or hold on to certain beliefs that are beneficial. So they let go of, I'm not good enough to be a millionaire, and they add on this new belief of, I am good enough to be a millionaire. And these loose people, they're very good at maneuvering and changing. But the con is these people are also tend to be easily swayed in terms of holding conviction in that idea, in that belief. So because they're so used to changing and maneuvering, they allow certain frequencies, certain people, certain ideas to sway their beliefs a bit more. So knowing where you are are you a rigid believer or are you a loose believer, can help you navigate how to deal with your beliefs a bit better. So if you're a loose believer, I've been more towards the loose believing side of things. I've found a lot of power holding conviction, being more rigid with beliefs that I've investigated the most and are definitely very beneficial for me in the context of what I want in my life. But if you are a rigid type believer, it's good to try to open your mind up a little bit and try to let go of systems, of certain ideas, systems of thinking that are no longer benefiting you. Not being so rigid in this one thing, this one idea, this one belief. Because you can leave yourself closed to many new opportunities. And you're enclosing yourself to growth as well, because certain beliefs hold you back, as we've talked about. So if you don't let go of these beliefs, as someone who's very strongly convicted, usually the archetype would probably be either strongly religious, strongly an atheist, just strongly held in whatever ideas. If you're more on that side of things, you should open your mind up. And if you're a bit looser in terms of people can change your mind and do tend to change your mind quite often, you need to be able to hold on to certain ideas and frequencies and beliefs. And to change, so let's start talking about changing your beliefs now. If you wanted to change your beliefs, you'd have to dig down deep into the root of where did that belief come from. Now, if it's like a belief of lack, so you believe that you cannot do something, you investigate it, you look down to the root of why would I even think of that, and then you might deep that, it's because of something that happened 3, 4, 5 years ago, something that happened in your childhood that made you believe this. When you get to the root, you can start seeing it for what it is. It's just like a little stain on your subconscious mind. And now so you've diagnosed what that belief stems from, and you've looked at it. Now you can look at what you want to replace that with, what types of beliefs that you want to hold now. So if it's of lack, you want the opposite of that. You want to hold one of abundance, one of empowerment, want a belief system that benefits. Because a lot of spiritual neuro knowledge, again with some bars here, spirituality without controlling your reality is vanity. And that's true. A lot of spirituality helps you, a lot of spirituality tends to externalize the answer, or it's all out there. It's all in this mystical figure. It's all in this woo-hoo, this and that. But digging down to the source of the information, it shows literally that you are the source of information as well. Like you are the power. So true spirituality helps you control what going on with life. So if people are teaching you stuff and it's not benefiting you, you should question those. You should be like, yo, what's going on with this man? He's telling me something that's not benefiting me right now. So yeah, you should investigate what you're learning as well. New information, what you're putting your attention to. Like consciously, you should be able to filter out what you want to embody and what you don't want to embody. And putting more energy into what you don't want to embody will force you to not embody the things that you want to embody. And same with the opposite way. So if you focus on the benefits of who you are, you will see more of the benefits of who you are. And that takes me back to attention and focus. Because that's where it comes from. That's where your beliefs come from, is where what you've seen, what you've experienced. Once you start moving your attention to things that benefit you, you're starting to experience and expand your awareness in a positive sense. And that's what spirituality is, I think, is exploring yourself and exploring your connectivity with this world. Like, you can think of it as a game as well. Like, you're the player, the universe is the game, but the player and the game are one. And discovering how you are connected to the game allows you to play the game better. So spirituality does help you play the game better. That's why I've enjoyed learning about spirituality, because it's been very empowering in terms of helping me play the game of life that much more better. And that's why we're breaking down beliefs today, because beliefs can be your best friend and it can be your worst enemy, depending on how you can use beliefs. And what we've talked about today is just how I think about beliefs and how they benefit me. If you've got any good ideas on how you think about beliefs, ways of looking at it that are beneficial, or if you just want to talk about how we can break this idea down a little bit more, let us know down below. And yeah man, see you in the next one.